Hi, this is Dave and welcome to The Table, a series of videos where I review and discuss various board and card games, looking at them from a family perspective. Today we're going to be taking a preview at a project that's currently on Kickstarter from the Flux Capacity called Voodoo Island. Now this is a 1 to 4 player tile laying game where you take on the role of explorers on this island trying to discover the whole island while avoiding being eaten by zombies. Now you do have the help of your trusty machete that can get you out of a bind. Now let's take a look at this game, how it's played, and I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, let's take a quick look at the components that come in the base set of Voodoo Island, and these are prototype components and do not reflect the final product that you will receive. Now first we will have an explorer here, and we will have 4 zombies that come in the base game. There will be a 6-sided die. There will be one of these beach tiles here, and if you notice here, it's laid out in a grid, and this is going to be how everything is going to move on this grid system here. There are 22 of these different island tiles, and there are different layouts here, and they'll be laid out to make a maze. So there's 22 different ones. There's going to be 4 of these zombie tiles here, and when these pop up, this is where the zombies will spawn from on the island. And then finally there's 4 of these machete tiles that you'll be able to use to essentially simulate cutting down some of the brush here and leaving it behind and trying to block the zombies. So let me get this set up in the 2-player playthrough scenario and I'll show you how to play. Okay, I have Voodoo Island here set up to play, and I'm going to do like an accelerated playthrough of a 2-player scenario that comes with the base game. The first thing that I did was I shuffled up all the island tiles and I divided them up into piles here. 4 tiles here, 5, 6, and 7 tiles. Then I took one of the zombie tiles and shuffle them into each pile. So right now I have 5 tiles here, 6, 7, and 8 tiles, and somewhere in there is going to be one of the zombie tiles. I took the 4 machete tiles and I shuffled them up and they're placed off to the side here, and I placed the beach tile on the board here. Now a couple things that I wanted to show you here is that all of the tiles will have this grid system on there, and it's going to be how these movement is going to be controlled in this particular game. Now I will have my explorer here on the beach, and so for the purpose of this particular tile here, anywhere in the beach space is considered adjacent in terms of exploration. Now there's a couple things that I want to talk about here. This is a tile laying game, and the goal of the game is to explore this whole entire island, putting all these tiles into play and make it back to the beach alive without being caught by a zombie. Now we do have a machete that we can use a little bit later on. We'll have access to these tiles. But in order to place a tile, we have to be on the edge of a tile, and we would be able to place a tile if we wanted to. If we happen to be on a corner, we could place one here or here, not on a diagonal. We can't place it on a diagonal. It's got to be either this way or this way. And so what we will do then in terms of movement for the explorer, he can move as many spaces as he wants to in a straight line. Now on a player's turn, there are things that we have to do in order. First, we are going to move, and then we can place a new island tile if we want to. You don't have to. It's optional, but if we choose not to move, then we're going to have to place a tile. So the first thing that we're going to do here on this turn is place a tile. Now the zombie player will not actually have a turn until the first zombie tile has been exposed, and I will show you how the zombies will work when we get to that point. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expose a tile. Now on this beach here, it's adjacent, so I can place this however I wish, and I can orient the tile however I choose to. But I have to keep in mind that I do actually have to place the tile that it can be accessed to and provide a path to at least one other tile on the board. So we have to have a continuous path. You can't lay a tile to where it's just completely like there would be a hole where something would be trapped. That you can't do that. So this was my first tile. I essentially didn't really move. I'm on this space here, but I placed a tile. My next turn now here, I will move up this way, and I will choose to place a tile. Now, I have revealed a zombie tile. So I'm going to place this. I can choose however I want to place this. Maybe I will... I have to provide a path here, so I have two ways to do this. I can either lay it here or like this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it like that to allow me to get away from him. So what I'm going to do here now, this comes into place. Two things are going to happen. The zombie's going to spawn, and when it comes into play, it's going to be played on its side. So on the zombie's turn, it will stand up, and then it will get a chance to start pursuing me. And the other thing that I will do is I will take one of these machete tiles, and I will look at it and I'll put it face down, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to place it face up so that you can see what it looks like, and I'll explain to you how it works a little bit later on. So now that once that has happened, it appears in the tile, and what's going to happen now, since this is the first zombie that's in play, it will stand up and start becoming active after my next turn. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move here and place another tile. And I'm going to place it like this here. Now what's going to happen is this zombie is going to stand up on his turn. Now, on the zombie's movement, when he's able to move, he will be able to move in a straight line up to 3 spaces and can only cross over into one tile. So if there happened to have been like if he was sitting here, or if there was a configuration where maybe he was here and there was a tile here, he would not been able to like jump over into you'd be moving through 2 tiles. You can only move through 1 tile. So, so he is now stood up. I will go ahead and move here 3 spaces and place another tile here. And I will place this here. Now the zombie will move here 1 space. I'm going to move up here, and I will place a tile here. Lay this down here. The zombie will now move 1, 2. I cannot move into here because it'd be crossing over into a second tile. I can only cross into 1 tile. I'm not going to move. I'm going to choose to reveal another tile here, and I'm going to place it like this, I believe. Yes, I will place it like this. Now the zombie will move 1 here. I will move up this way, place a tile, and I will go like that. Zombie will move 1, 2 here. I will choose to not move and reveal another tile here, which looks good to me. Zombie's going to move 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move here, reveal another tile here. I've revealed another zombie. So now what's going to happen on the zombie's turn, this one will lay flat. This one will move 1, 2, 3, and now this one will stand up. So it is now going to be my turn to move over here. Place this tile here, and I have the zombie will move here 1. This is blocking my way, and this one will move 1, 2, 3. So they're kind of closing in on me here. I will move ahead here and place a tile, and maybe I'll go up this way. Move this out of the way here. And this one here is going to move 1, 2, 3. This one will move 1 here. I will choose to move or place this tile here. And I may have ended up putting myself in a bad position here because of where I've chose to place this tile here. Maybe not. I'll move here. This one will move one here and move onto this space, which is a legal move because he's moving onto one tile, and then 1, 2, 3 here. What I'm going to do now is I will choose to use a machete tile, and I'm going to place this here. I think, how am I going to do this? When I place a machete tile, what I can do is I can place this, can't place it on a zombie, and I can't place it where it's overlapping a tile. I can place it any way that I choose here. I can span over 2 tiles, and what I'm essentially trying to do is create a way for me to escape by blocking this particular zombie, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. Now maybe I'll place this here. So now what's going to happen is this zombie will move here, and now what's going to happen is I'll move over here, and this zombie will be able to move here, here, and this is now it's going to be even more trouble for me to do some things here. I'm basically being chased down. So what I'm going to do then is place this other machete tile right here and move all the way to here, because I can, once I place this down, I can go in a straight path. And this one will move here, and now this one will be 1, 2, he'll start chasing me back. Now I still have to continue to explore this island, and so I need to get as far away from these guys as possible. I'm going to move all the way down here. These guys will choose to, now this is another tile here, so I can only move to here. I cannot continue to move on 3 spaces because this is still considered another tile with this machete one here, and he will move 1, 2 there. I'm going to choose to move over here and place a tile, and I think I'm going to have it like this. These guys are going to move 1, 2. I can't cross into that tile here, and 1, 2. That's as far as I can go here because I'd be crossing into a 3rd tile. I will choose to place a tile here, and place it like that. The zombies will move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll move over here, place a tile. Things are looking pretty good because I'm not having any zombies after me so far that are really, really close, but that's going to change really soon here. So I'm going to go 1 here and 1, 2, 3. I will move here on this angle here and place a tile here like this. These guys are going to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll move over here, place this tile, getting close to the end of the board here. Let me move the camera over here this way so you can see what's going on here. I'll zoom in so you can see what's going on here. Actually, just move the camera over here like this. So now the board is expanding here. These zombies are going to continue to move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I will choose to lay down another tile here, and think for the best practical purpose here, I'm going to choose to have that zombie go like this, and it pops down here. These zombies will move 1 and then 1, 2. This one stands up. I will move over here, place this tile here. I'm going to continue building this board and exploring here, and now I'm going to have 3 zombies chasing after me, and I will be caught. 1, 2, 3, and that would be the end of this particular game. So that's basically how you play Voodoo Island. Now, had I been able to get the 4th zombie tile exposed, I would have 4 zombies on the board. what's going to happen is I'm going to have to maintain control of the zombies, and that's where the six-sided die comes in. And what I would do then is I would have to roll the six-sided die, and if I rolled a 1 through 4, any zombies that were laying down would be moved into a stand-up position. If I had rolled a 5, I would take one of my zombies and land on its side, or if there was one on its side, I would remove it from the game. And if I rolled a 6, I would have to remove the zombie from the game. So what's going to happen, this is going to continue around until all these tiles have been placed. I explore the whole entire island, and I can make it back to this beach tile alive. Now, as you can see here, I did not make it back alive. So I was actually captured by the zombies and eaten. So even with using the machete tiles here, it wasn't enough to keep me alive. And that is how you play Voodoo Island. All right, let's talk about Voodoo Island. And as you saw in the playthrough, I did not successfully explore the whole island. And in fact, I was devoured by the zombies. And so that's that. This game is a tile laying game with a very, very strong puzzle element to it that adds for a strategic experience. This game plays very well for 2 players. I'm not sure how the game will expand to play with multiple players, as the rules were still being developed at the time of this review. But for a 2-player game, it plays very nicely with 1 player playing the explorer and the other one in control of the zombies. Now, the only negative point is that you may be a few turns where the explorer is building the map before the zombies actually come out. So there could be a little bit of lag with the 1 player having to wait for things to develop. But other than that, once things get going, it gets to be rather tense. Now, in the game, once the 4 zombies are out, it becomes a little bit more challenging for the zombie player, because now you are having to roll a die to see if you can maintain control of your zombies. And if you happen to be rolling 6s, you will not have any zombies left to control, and the explorer will win the game. So you do have that in there and to deal with, but the likelihood of you rolling a lot of 6s, not going to happen very much. So but you do have that to deal with. So this is, again, now looking at this game from a family perspective, one of the things that this game does develop is your ability to mentally look at the image perception, and as you're laying the tiles down, you're going to be able to do some spatial recognition and be able to look at a few things on the board. And it's also going to have to help you to develop any kind of forethought or any kind of planning, because as you're moving along, you don't want to end up having yourself stuck in a spot like I did. But it's going to be developing those particular skills in this game. So it's going to be a lot of planning, and then a lot of the spatial recognition and being able to properly place the tile. So you've got so you also have some puzzle solving skills that are going to be developed as well. So that is Voodoo Island from the Flux Capacity, and if you are interested in supporting this project, you can go ahead and click on the link that I'll have in the video description below and help bring this project to life. Alright, that's it for now, and join me again next time as we take a look at another game and we see how it makes it to the table.